There's a lot of fakery out there, is there not? There's a lot of scams and there's a lot of fraud. And also there's a lot of people pretending to be me. And in fact, a lot of YouTubers get this. They'll have people who set up accounts who look like them and then ask them to WhatsApp them or Telegram me them. And people get deceived. Now, I'm getting this all the time. I'm getting people emailing me saying, Richard, you wanted to talk to me, or you're running a competition, and is there a chance that I can win this laptop or this new iPhone or whatever it might be? These are scammers, ladies and gentlemen. They are definitely not me. I do not, in the comments, it would be a very rare thing for me to say get in touch, and then I would only share you my email. I certainly would not be saying WhatsApp me or Telegram me. So please be aware of that. There's a lot of people who are there to do all sorts of damage to all of us, and we're all prey to all of this all at the time, especially at the moment when things are very much in the change mode, I would suppose we could say. People are desperate to claw in as much cash and as money. And so if anybody asks you and pretends to be me, to ask you to send money or to be part of some membership or anything like that, it is not me. So I want to show you briefly what happens sometimes to people's comments, because sometimes comments will come in and they'll write them and they'll say, but they're not there. And I get a lot of this as well. People saying, I left a comment and when I look back, it had gone. Now, if you put a link into the comment, it often does not appear back because a link will go in something in the review department. I want to show you what happens. I don't know why certain comments go in the review. I have nothing to do with this. So this is a little look at the back end of the YouTube channel that you'll see. And here are a few comments that have come in, and it's got two sections here. One is the published section and one held for review. So the published section here will just alert me to the comments, and I can come in and I can read them quite easily and see. You can see that there are different videos that they refer to just here, and it's usually the last couple of videos that I've done, but some are from some greater time. Here is a one which says it's held for review. Now, YouTube has decided why that is, and again you'll see that some of these are quite long comments, and very many of them are answers from certain people, and they'll be up there, and I have to go through and review them. Well, most of the time, for the ease, certainly for me because I don't get a lot of time, is I tend to, unless somebody's reported something, I tend to allow them all to go through. I try to make this platform as open as I can. People will say, no, you're deleting them or whatever. Unless somebody is particularly offensive, which I don't tolerate and don't stand for, you can disagree, but you can disagree nicely rather than calling somebody names or calling me names all under the sun. I have no problem with somebody having a difference of opinion, and I'm very pleased that people do have a difference of opinion, because you can think about that difference of opinion and go, well, actually, there's some merit in that. But there's no merit, and you're never going to change somebody's mind if you just say to them, well, you're an idiot and you shouldn't be doing it that way, you should be doing it this way, because nobody likes to be called an idiot. And if you are more moderate with your language and you're more convincing with your argument and you put out the logic there, then the people who see that are much more inclined to go, oh yeah, okay, I can see your point of view. I may still disagree, or I may agree partially, or I may totally disagree, but at least it's been considered. But as soon as you start name-calling, basically, you've lost the argument completely. So in a situation here, where it's up for held for review, I can go in and I can individually do it, but you'll see a lot of these are links, as I just said. And so if you put a link, I haven't got the time to go to each of these links to work out where they are and then approve them, because I get so many of them. But what I can do is, as I say, is I can approve them all, and then if anybody says, do you know that this person is a real troublemaker, as sometimes people will say that to me, I said I'm having a lot of hassle from somebody who is on my case all the time and just calling me names and being abusive, then of course I will go in and try and moderate those comments and help people as much as I can. But the real thing that I worry about is those people who are being targeted for their money or to go off on another site. Now, I'm not that bothered if people have downloaded my video and put it on places like, on Telegram or on TikTok or other places, because if it's basically the video as is, then it's usually the importance of the message that I want to get out, that more people see it, than it's me. But if it's been changed, then obviously that would be falsifying a video. That would be a copyright infringement, of course, and it would make out that I'm saying something very different. Now, I mentioned before that I'm slightly concerned about the deep fake and the AI, in which at some point, and I can't think it will be too long, that you'll start to see well-known people on YouTube as well as well-known actors and what have you, and we've seen all that already as jokey videos are made, but people trying in all seriousness to make an image of myself talking to you and telling you stuff that I actually wouldn't say. And this is where life, I think, is going to get a little bit more tricky going forward, is that people are going to be deceiving us left, right and centre. We are deceived in pretty much everything that we see and see out there. And we have to be on our guard. You must not believe anything that I say or any of my guests. You need to do your own due diligence. You need to think about it, consider it. Is it possible? Is it likely? Is there any chance that it could be a bluff? I don't always get a chance to vet all the guests on the show, and sometimes I'll get people saying, oh, you shouldn't have had that person on the show. They're obviously a shill, or they're working for the government, or they're working for some agency or whatever. Now, that may be true. It may not be. They may be selling a book, they may be selling a service, and you may not like that. And so you as the viewer, I think that you are incredibly clever, probably far clever than myself, and you can work out what you think is likely to be true or not, or you can do your own due diligence. And I think that's absolutely as it should be. There's no point, even if I did my research and said, well, here's somebody who's on the channel and I've done my research and I categorically say that he is a genuine and honest person, how do you know that that what I've just said is true, and my research may be flawed? I may have gone to completely the wrong sites, read all the wrong things about this particular guest. So there's no way that I can vouch for anybody unless I've personally known them for several years, possibly, and then I can say, as far as I'm concerned, that they are fair and honourable and offering a good thing. So it's very difficult. We all have to be on our guard, and I think especially now, this year and next year, I think are going to be pivotal times in which we need to really be on our guard and decide who it is that we trust, and also still be open, because everybody makes mistakes. I make loads of mistakes. I'm making mistakes all the time. I can't get it right. So never think that I'm absolutely right in any of these things. I have an inquiring mind. I'm interested, and I'll ask the questions as they come to me when I have the guests on the channel, or indeed I'll try and put my points of view across in the opinion pieces. But they are only opinion pieces, and sometimes those opinions may change. We're all creatures who are learning, and you might have one opinion one day. You may read something that completely changes your mind, gives a different perspective on things, and you may go, do you know what? Actually, I've changed my mind, or I'm veering to that side, or I'm not completely in that camp as I once was, but there's elements that I still think of as being right. So we just have to be on our guard. So please, if you see some videos and somebody is saying to you, oh, it's Richard Vobes here, and please WhatsApp me, I want to talk to you, be very much on your guard, because that is very unlikely to be me. So that's really the only message that I was trying to get across in this particular video, that we all need to be on our guard. And this goes for all the YouTubers out there, that not all of them, I'm not saying that not all of them are genuine. I'm sure not all of them are genuine, and somebody may appear genuine and what have you. But what I'm saying is they will probably have the same problem that I've got, that they'll have people pretending to be them and trying to scam you in some way. We all have to be on our guard and work together as much as we can, and save ourselves from looking stupid further down the line. And there's nobody who looks more stupid than I do when I make a blooming great gaffe. And I'm well aware of that. So thank you for listening, and I will catch up with you soon.